Good morning, my friends. Jacob Israel is here once again for probably the most mind-blowing show of the year. There is so much for us to talk about. So many weird things that I came across, that I discovered, that I followed one breadcrumb after another, and then we get this nice, beautiful loaf. Oh, this is a good show. Do me a favor, will you? I'm sorry that I probably am about 5 minutes late. I have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm excited, though. I'm excited to get into this. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence. Come on. It's the morning, right? It's the morning on the East Coast. We're going to talk about Neuralink. We're going to talk about Age of Extinction, the Transformers movie, and a lot of other things that are totally sus. How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody doing? You all doing fantastic? Are you all doing super fantastic? Tell me, will you? Tell me. Let's take a look at that thumbnail as I do my little roll call, make sure that everything is working according to as it should be. You know, things should be doing well. We got almost 400
Lightsabers
people
are
here
finally
already, and I'm happy that you're all here with me. Hoping that the sound is good. Mick, right off the bat, I didn't even have to ask. Mick, Mick, you got luck. You got good luck. Thank you for telling me. Oh, wow. Wow. Check out that thumbnail. Look at all the stuff in there. And there's more. I couldn't fit all the weird things. I couldn't fit it all in the thumbnail. But let's just get into it. Elon, right? For a while, I was thinking, what's up with Elon? He's been tweeting like a normal human being. He hasn't been putting weird stuff out. He's usually such an instigator, such a little, he provokes people a little bit, you know? And you start to think maybe there's more to his tweets. Maybe, and I'm not just talking about the tweet that he put out a little while ago. Did you see this one with Billie Eilish? If you don't know who Billie Eilish is, she's like a super popular singer. She's a young girl, 100% now, you know, just indoctrinated into the system, doing all sorts of videos about hell and everything else and fallen angels and weird stuff. But anyway, he puts this little tweet out. He says, one day Billie Eilish was walking outside and she saw a boy crying. She said to him, "Here, kid, have a roll of air conditioning paracoil." I mean, really weird. Insulated copper, heat resistant, 120. It's just, you're destined to do great things. That boy was Elon Musk. So, you know, we get the picture that Billie Eilish maybe handed him something back in the day. And this is, of course, a joke, right? And then I wrote, gotta love time travel, because that's what it would be. You know, either that or cloning or reincarnation, or we're in some kind of a loop. But mostly just kind of a weird meme, right? Because that's what it is. These are all jokes. There's no possibility for time travel. There's no possibility for that. None of this stuff is possible. So when the elites and all that stuff, when they put out their little gobbledygook, as Vince McMahon would say, it's nothing to see here, right? I did a YouTube short on Elon's tweet about CERN. And I thought that I was pretty honest with that tweet. Not that, you know, I didn't make it out to be something it wasn't. But I'll tell you, a lot of organizations are. Look at this article. Elon Musk seeks access. Access? What is wrong with me? It's my anniversary today, me and the Dan. Oh, it's going to be maybe I got something on my mind. I don't know. Is it too much? Are the children watching? Access. That's the word I'm looking for, not ask for something else. I don't gotta ask. We got a good relationship, thank God. All right, Elon Musk seeks access to a demonic technology. That's their title. That's really not the tweet that he put out. What he put out was this. Take a look at that. Okay? I'm going to explain this a little bit more because you can't really get the ins and the outs from just a 1 minute little YouTube short, which, by the way, now they're promoting shorts a little more. So I'm going to start doing more and more YouTube shorts. Do me a favor in the comment section. Let me know what kind of shorts you want. You want me to give you just like, I like this thing called Mystery No More, where I take like these things that we maybe misunderstood in scripture and then show you the spiritual relevance. There's something wrong with my tongue today. Am I saying things that don't make sense? Words? Am I using words that are correct? So I'm going to do these YouTube shorts a lot more because supposedly it's supposed to help. They're trying to compete with the old TikToker. So Elon puts this out. That's a spooky little meme, right? You got like a little demon in the background smiling. Please let me use the CERN Large Hadron Collider. I am normal and can be trusted with a demonic technology, unlike anything the world has seen. Strange, right? Strange. Why is it strange? Well, it's strange because, years ago, even the Wall Street Journal was saying CERN is seeking the secrets of the universe or maybe opening portals to hell. For a long time, there's been a thing with CERN where they think that it's like, I don't know, Jones and those guys, people are doing some kind of crazy drugs. They're doing some, I don't know what it is, the ayahuascas or something. I'm not into that stuff. You don't need any of that stuff. That's the big thing they're pushing, by the way. That's another show. That's a big thing that they're pushing. Oh, it's going to help you become awakened. And I know some people, they swear by it. Whatever. If I'm not going to tell you you're doing right or you're doing wrong, but I'm saying to know God, to live a fulfilled, peaceful life, you don't need things like that. Especially when everybody I hear talking about it says that they're like these demons that come and talk to you, or aliens, or extra dimensional beings, that we supposedly, there's more than 3 dimensions. We exist in the third, but there's 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 11 dimensions. 11. Revelation 11. It's a big thing. 2022. It's a big year. September 11th and September 22nd and all of these dates that are following. There's just going to be so much interesting things. So many interesting things. I can't wait to do more shows exposing all of the things that I think might happen. But when you got places like CERN, and people are questioning, are they, have they given them, here's the tech, this is what you got to create for us so that we can enter in, because we've been banished, right? The abyss in scripture, there's this place called the abyss. And in the end days, that key is opened up and a bunch of naughty stuff comes out, all right? A bunch of naughty stuff comes out and tries to, possess all of mankind. Probably why we see the world so crazy as it is today. That abyss opening up. Ironically, there was the black hole. I don't know if you know the black hole. As I'm talking to you, I'm going like this with my tea. And one of these, my throat it's a little rough from not getting any sleep last night. But the black hole, the one that we photographed, the one that made big news. I don't know how we photographed it. We didn't even know they were real until just recently. Supposedly it was just a theory. But we photographed it, the one, it was like a big orange, glowing donut. Well, that black hole opened up after, a long time of being shut. And it blew all, like all of this smoke and all, like there were pictures of all these particles because the black hole was ingesting all of this stuff for years and it was locked up. And then after 1,000 years, that was the news. I've done shows on this. That black hole was opened up and it blew a hole, guess what? Through Ophiuchus, which is the serpent bear. It's the 13th constellation. It's the picture of, the man wrestling the dragon. SpaceX dragon. All this stuff is connected. So CERN is a weird place. And there's been a belief that they open doors to other dimensions. There are some people that will say, without a shadow of a doubt, that, there's deals, we're going to give you technology, you got to let us in. And then some people even think that now that we have AI, that maybe AI's that technology and that maybe it's been around a long time and it's like we're living in the Matrix. There's a lot of things we're going to get to on today's show. Right here is... This is the famous quote from Sergio Bertolucci back in the day, right? This is back in the early days. at the Large Hadron Collider, this machine, which is supposed to be the biggest machine ever, and is actually now using more power than ever before, it may open up an extra dimension. Out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it, said Bertolucci, the director of research and science computing at CERN. That's good news, right? Yeah, that's right. So maybe Elon's quote, his little tweet here, maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's a reason why he put that out. Maybe he's in on the know. But that's this spooky tweet isn't even the worst part of it. So much more to get into. Oh, holy macaroni. All right, so let's break this down. Bertolucci's quote. Do you know that CERN, I've done shows on this, so I'm going to get through this quick. It's located on the Apollyon Temple, a temple that was dedicated to the destroyer, right? Shiva, Horus, Apollyon, the angel of the bottomless pit, the one that opens the gate, the one that opens the dimension, the portal, so that they can enter in. Wild, right? Wild, considering that's the place. I have a video, by the way, about is CERN the Tower of Babel. Go back and look it up. Don't use Google to find it because you won't be able to find it, but you can go use Bing or Yahoo or whatever else, or just go through my playlists and just type in is CERN the Tower of Babel, Jacob Israel. You'll be able to find that show that breaks down some weird stuff. There was also a fake human at that place. Remember they did this? There's a lot of weird stuff going on over there, and they get a lot of funding, and all the elites and all the people, they're all behind it. Who here's a fan of CERN? Anybody in the live chat? We got almost 1,000 people watching. Now, this time, I'm going to remind you, hit the like. Exit out right now as I talk a little bit. Hit the like for me. Help me to get more people here. Last couple times I didn't do it. The show didn't do as well. You all are part of this information getting out. It's helpful. Gets people to think. And of course, what do I know, right? I don't know. Or do I know? I just can't say if I know because I don't know. I just know that I'm being led in a certain direction. CERN went online, by the way. They created the internet back in 1989. You see that logo up there in the top right-hand corner. That's their logo. And it's, pretty clear. It's 666. It's, it's a little suspect, wouldn't you say? Of course, their mascot is Shiva. And that you'll see that in the thumbnail in the background right over there. See that in the background? By the way, that background picture was taken from that, that prank that they played, supposedly. But guess what Shiva's known for? Now, on the show, we talk a lot about the trident, the fleur-de-lis, right? Jacob's sword, the trishula. And here you go. That's Shiva. Shiva's known for the trident. It's known for the trishula, which is, by the way, it's about creating and recreating, destroying and giving birth to all new things. It's like separating. It's about change. It's about a great reset. So it's interesting that we've been seeing it everywhere. And so much in the news about what's happening with Elon and Twitter has a lot of people, kind of focused on that. But there's so many things that he's dealing with, right? Got, the boring company where he's boring tunnels. It's very interesting how powerful he is and how likable he is. I like listening to the man talk. I like what he has to say. He seems like he's down to earth. But then he'll paste things and put things out, and he'll do things that are just weird. And what was weird was he put this tweet out. Okay, this is that's Jiminy Cricket. Who here knows that Jiminy Cricket is actually a euphemism for Jesus Christ? I don't think a lot of people know that, but nonetheless, it is true. That's what it is, And guess where Jiminy Cricket was heralded, When Dorothy goes to, remember the Wizard of Oz? Remember the Emerald City? Do you remember how Elon's fortune, his family fortune, came from emerald mines? Very interesting, right? Well, in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, when, do you know when they go in there and all of a sudden all the explosions and, the man behind the curtain, the theatrics of the wizard was trying to scare them away? What did she scream out? Oh, Jiminy Crickets! Because back in the day, you don't want to say Jesus Christ because, people would say that would be taking the Lord's name in vain, which isn't really what that means. I don't recommend when you get upset saying GD. I don't recommend saying, Jesus Christ when you get, I don't recommend saying it, but, it's been ingrained. But that's not what it means, by the way. This is a side note for those who just want to learn what it means to not take the Lord's name in vain. Vanity means for nothing. So we're given the name of Christ, right? We're the body of Christ, members in particular. And don't take that name for nothing. You see what it means? Don't take the name of God for nothing. Don't take God's name in vain, in vanity. Don't take it for nothing. You have to, find out what all of this is about. So a euphemism for Jesus Christ, Jiminy Crickets. Now, why did he say give a little whistle? He said that because of the whistleblower deal. Okay? So it wasn't like he was out of his heart and his mind. He was thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put something out that very few people will understand and very few people will even pay attention to. No. A whistleblower who served as Twitter's security chief said in a regulatory filing obtained by The Times that the big tech company misled Elon about the numbers of their bots on the platform. Bots. That's the big put down when somebody's kind of a chooch, you call them a bot, right? That's what the kids are saying these days. Possible implications for their big legal battle that they are now going through. Interesting. Whistleblower. So he puts out, give a little whistle. But I think there's always something within. I think something urged Elon to put that out there so that we could remind people that God is actually in control. Do you know what Give a Little Whistle is about? Who remembers Jiminy Cricket? Tell me in the chat. And let's see if you all are helping out by hitting the like. Okay, half of you have done it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Who remembers Jiminy Cricket? Can anybody remember? Remember the movie associated with Jiminy Cricket about a puppet who lies? That's an interesting thing, right? Beautiful Serendipity says I'm better than Prozac. Oh, well, I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. I think the joy of the Lord is our strength. Even when things are hard, and let me tell you something, things have been hard for the old Jacob. They have been indeed. But you know what? I'm holding strong because the Lord is with me. He's always with me. Even when things look like everything's against us, the Lord is with us. Pinocchio, that's right. Y'all remember? Jiminy Cricket, the voice of the conscience. Give a little whistle. Who remembers the song? Give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. What's the Lord trying to say? We got 1,100 people here. Give a little whistle. Does anybody remember what that song is about and what God may be saying, even though Elon is totally unaware? He's into some weird stuff, I think. I don't know. I can't really say anything, but thank you for those who are saying that right now in the chat. All right. Give a little whistle. It's about entering the straight and narrow path of the Lord. It's about dealing with temptation. It's about when the devil comes. What do? You give a little whistle. Look at my, I tweeted out, Jiminy Cricket is a euphemism for Jesus Christ. Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz shouted it when the wizard scared her with his explosive theatrics. The man behind the curtain. Who's the Wizard of Oz? Who helped Oz get his seat? Who's the Wizard of Oz? Who's connected to the Emerald City? Who had emeralds? Give a Little Whistle is a song about walking that straight and narrow path away from temptation. Elon Musk, you say so much. You say so much, but does he know what he's saying? That's a question. Does he know what he's saying? I think he was just talking about the whistleblower. But take a look at these lyrics. When you get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. When you meet temptation and the urge is very strong, give a little whistle. give a little whistle. Not just a squeak, pucker up and blow. If your whistle is weak, yell Jiminy Cricket. Take the straight and narrow path, and if you start to slide, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle, and let your conscience be your guide. Give a little whistle. How about them apples? Conscience. That's the scientific term for Christ in you, all right? You know, it was like, oh, we all have a conscience. Who gave it to us? And what is it? What is the voice that is inside of us telling us to do good? That we need to give a little whistle. You didn't expect that, did you? I gave a little whistle. Help us. We need some help today, especially with all the weird things going on. But this was the reason. Spam prevalence was shared with the board, and they chose not to disclose that to the public. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Elon, I tell you, man, you want to talk about like a masterful player? He does things. Stock will tank, buy up a bunch of shares. You know, he'll do a little weird thing, go on Joe Rogan, smoke it a doobie-to-doo, right? And then what does he do? He still comes out, you know, shining like one of his Cybertrucks, looking all sorts of interesting. I did a thing about I Pet Goat, the sequel, whatever it was, I Pet Goat 4 or 3, I don't know what it is, where you have the guy driving what looks like a Tesla jet. See if you can find that show. It's on one of my covers. But Elon is promising, this is why the Wicked Witch is in the picture, a big Halloween surprise. Big Halloween surprise. It's like, we need any more surprises? Really? Do we? I think we've had enough surprises. I'm ready to I'd like to relax now. I'd like to relax. But his surprise, of course, has to do with Neuralink. Neuralink, that's right, where he puts chips in your brain. That's going to be, they're starting human trials soon. And this was his way of promoting it. Neuralink progress update show and tell on October 31st. Now, I'd have to ask the donut, I'd have to ask him if show and tell has any kind of occult roots, but I feel like it does for some reason. I tried looking it up and I couldn't find anything. But the fact that that's the day, Halloween is the day when you do it, All Hallows Eve. Let me just give you a little update on this, all right? And by the way, I'm not making a statement, oh, don't take your kids out trick-or-treating. I take my kids out trick-or-treating, and then I get crap for it. I know. I get crap for it. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? It is what it is. I'm not worshiping anything. I'm not celebrating anything. Just something to do. Go around the neighborhood, stuff like that. I know people like, oh, it's terrible. Okay. You know, we all do things. Some people say celebrating Christmas is terrible. Okay. You know what Paul did? I want to point this out. Paul ate meat sacrificed to idols, to demons, to devils. Oh, you took that lamb and you sacrificed it to Baal? Oh, okay. Yeah, give me a pound of that. Slice it nice and thin. I want to put it on some bruschetta. Paul ate meat sacrificed to idols. Paul went into temples. They hung out with people they shouldn't have. Jesus did things that would look terrible. You know why? Because he wasn't worshiping that. He wasn't worshiping. You can be in the world, just not of the world. That's the problem, is that people, it's a different story if you're, you're calling upon the spirits of the damned and everything else. Anyways, everybody's getting older, so we don't really do much anymore. Just kind of stay home, put a bowl of candy out. Last year, Ethan had the old Virus of the Crown. And funny story about that, by the way, is I set up a camera so that he could watch because, he was sick. And I put a little sign saying, everybody, wave and say hi to Ethan, so that when they took, camera was right there, the bowl of candy was right there, a bunch of teenagers come up, true story. And this is funny. And I felt so bad because, I just felt bad because this was when, we were still kind of concerned. It's like, oh, is it really going to be a terrible thing? And, and Ethan has had issues with breathing before in the past. And so it was kind of a little bit of a stressful time. I mean, he came out like a shining star. All my other children and Dan, they all had it and they all beat it. Like, no, I'm the only one, thanks be to God, that hasn't had to deal with a cold, or any kind of a nonsense thing. But kids come up. One of the big kids says, "Hey, be respectful. The kid's sick." You hear him saying it. Now, Ethan, for whatever reason, was like so happy that people were coming over. He decided he was going to record it and share it on his YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, EM the Brave. He does these little interesting little edits. It's very cool how he does this stuff. But so he decides, he gets the camera out and he records it. At the moment where the kid says, "Hey, be respectful, the kid's sick," and he waves, his friend comes over, gives a double bird, that's the middle finger, to the camera, and takes the whole bowl of candy, which cost me a lot of money, and dumped it into his bag. All I hear is, "Dad." He comes, he gets me. Shows me the video. I get in my car. I find the kids, true story, and I get out of the car and I said, "Why'd you take my son's candy?" And worse than that, and the kid was so scared because you're what, like a 17-year-old kid, right, with all your friends, and you're on your bikes, and and then here comes some guy who looks bigger and more intimidating than he is in real life because they don't watch my YouTube channels. They don't know that I'm a sweetheart. I'm a big guy. I come over. He was so, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so stupid." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You have a chance." I said, "Your friend," and I pointed out friend. I said, "You did the good thing. You did the right thing." So I took it as a teaching moment. And then I said, "I'll tell you what, you give me back the candy that you think Ethan should have." And he gave me all of it. So he probably stole all this candy from everywhere and he gave it all to me. You can't be cruel to people. You can't have no heart for people. And it was a teaching moment, and it was a good moment, and it was funny because no one believed that I went out looking to get, because I was like, man, this is a moment where I can be something to this young man. But hey, on this night, do you expect any different? During Samhain Festival, the souls of those who have died were believed to return to visit their homes. Ghosts, goblins, ghouls, demons, all that stuff. To journey to the underworld. People set bonfires on hilltops. They had hearth fires for the winter to frighten away the evil spirits that are making deals with CERN, according to Elon. No, but that was the headline. That was the meme, the joke, right? To scare them away. Wow. It was in those ways that bring such witches and hobgoblins and fairies and demons they came to be associated with the day. And he's like, "Yeah, Neuralink. We're going to do it on Halloween." That's good. We're going to announce this after I put out the thing about the collider and demonic entities trying to enter into this realm. It's very interesting. All of this stuff. Now, here's the thing. Pyramids, their construction, all of it precise. There's something more, right? People believe that there was a more advanced, society long before us. I believe this generation that the Bible speaks of, we're about 6,000 to 7,000 years. That's it. A day is like 1,000 years to the Lord. He makes man on the 6th day. On the 7th day, God rests. We're entering into that 7th day. And you can literally calculate from when Adam was born to when Christ was born to when we are today. And it's right about that time. I'm like, literally, I did it. I have an essay about it where I broke it down. And it took some time because you gotta really dissect things, and you have to look at things because they don't just tell you. It's like this person lived to be this long, had this person at this age, this person lived, and it took some digging in. But it's amazing because it brings us to today, which is interesting because if the abyss is opened up and then Hadron Collider's opening something up, I'm not saying they are, Let's hope that they're not. Let's hope that we're just being foolishly scared over weird things. But if you have access to some kind of extra dimensional being or something, which some people say is AI already, this is going to freak you out. You may think twice. You may think twice about whether or not they're just doing good stuff for humanity. Like even Hawking was like, we shouldn't be doing it. We shouldn't be doing it. But it is what it is. So listen, Elon, he puts out this tweet and he teases that Halloween is the day. Now, if you take a look at that monkey right there, I even put a monkey on the set. I'm not even going to tell you where it is. I want to see if you can find it. It's an AI monkey, by the way. This thing dances and talks and does all sorts of things from a while ago. I just thought that it was interesting. This monkey that you're looking at right there got the Neuralink chip, and so much so that seemed to learn faster and beat the games a lot quicker, and then didn't even need the joystick. Right there. It's sucking on a banana smoothie, by the way. Didn't even need the joystick. It was moving Pong with its mind. How crazy is that? That's some interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. But, today, who's to say what's interesting anymore? Who's to say what's real anymore? It's all fake news, right? But it looks like Elon's not even that happy with the progress of Neuralink to begin with. He looks like he's going to be buying out the competition. How about them apples? Buying out the competition. According to Engadget, he's seeking to close a deal with Synchron, which is one of the Neuralink's rivals in this interface market. He wants, they're starting human trials, and he wants this done now. Look at him. That's a great picture they chose. Ha ha ha. He'd make a great supervillain, except for he's cool. Let's be honest. He's cool. I want to like him, and I do like him. I just hope he's not evil. I had a dream, I said a long time ago, months and months ago, where I went back in time to like the late 80s to find Elon. It was weird. It was like a time travel dream. But for whatever reason, I had my phone with me, and I was trying to look him up, and I was at a payphone. I was looking for a dime. I didn't have a dime. I was looking for a dime to get in touch with him. And then when the Billie Eilish tweet came out, I thought, there's a theory that is prevalent right now where they believe that past, present, and future all exist at the same time, that we're kind of like laid out, and that we're experiencing everything at the exact same time, but that we're just in this slice of it. There's also other theories where there are other dimensions where we're doing little things a little bit different. Explains the Mandela effect. There's another belief that time travel is a thing. Someone sent me something from what is it? Is it Israeli News Live? Where he said that Elon is going to come out with say that he has faster than speed of light technology, and that it's all a bunch of phooey. I don't know where this guy gets his info. I guess he has some people that are connected. Like a lot of these guys, Paul Begley, they have these, I guess these Agent X's or something, like people that feed them info. When people come to me and they're like, I got secret government info, I said, I don't want it. That's what I say. I said, go to Veritas, Project Veritas. Thank you very much. I'm really just here to inspire people to get to know the Lord. And I think that the Lord will show me things. And then I don't have to say it in a way where I got to worry about stuff, because really, I'm just a meatball. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, it's all love, right? Don't worry about the AI. Don't worry about the robots taking over. AI Day is coming. Coming at the end of September, actually. Later this year, many cool updates showcasing guess who? Optimus. Optimus the robot. You know that the Tesla robot and I, we tweet back and forth at each other, right? Yeah, we do. When he first came online, or maybe it's just some guy, which I think is brilliant, but for whatever reason, he does such a great job. He's always attached to Elon, and he sounds like Elon, which is interesting. So he's doing whatever he's doing great. I've emailed him too. I wanted to send him my book. I'm like, hey, if you're AI, you should read my novel. So maybe it'll encourage you, and if it's Elon, it's like, maybe it'll, make you want to really do good in the world, because you can. We all can. We are not gods. Our ego, our conscious mind, we're not. That's the problem, is that man wants to be God. They're building that tower. CERN, AI, quantum computers, and all this stuff is dangerous, and it's spooky, but God's going to win. So, in the end, just enjoy the story and trust, have faith. Don't worry about these things, because it's just something to talk about and something to get excited about, because you may have a robot soon. I'm not going to have one in my house, I'll tell you that much. Although I got to tell you, I like the robot that vacuums. I call them Roby and Bobby. My mother-in-law bought them for us. I got one for upstairs. One I press that button and it goes in and vacuums. And then I got to repair it all the time. Love it. So on the 30th, AI Day is coming out. Tesla AI Day pushed to September 30th, as we may have Optimus prototype working by then. Interesting. Now, here's something that's a little stressful. At the very top, it says, at the first AI Day last year, Tesla unveiled its Dojo supercomputer, which the company claims is the fastest AI training machine in the world. Did you catch that? The fastest AI training machine in the world. Now, this Tesla AI bot, Optimus, is said to be fully bipedal humanoid robot that Elon Musk said is geared towards doing boring tasks. It's going to mow the lawn for you. It's going to cut your grass. It's going to vacuum. I don't know about doing the dishes. Maybe it'll short out. But it's going to do the things that you don't want to do. And here's the thing. This is where it gets really weird. I'm glad you're with me. Let's take a look before I show you this. Let's see how many people here. We got 1,300 people. Can we get more of you to hit the like for me? Will you please do that? Please, will you do that for me? Because this second part of the show, this is where it gets really spooky, and you're going to want to share all this stuff. And you could time code it too, because this is weird. This is weird. Very weird. All right, here we go. So Elon, at AI Day, he revealed the new prototype. So what the AI bot is going to look like. And I got to tell you, it looks a lot different. You ready? Here we go. Boom. No, that's not it. But hang on a second. But it is, though. Maybe. As of this morning. Now, I did this yesterday. I set this whole show up yesterday. You know, I research. Then the day before the show, I load. And then I'm done. I wake up. I don't expect myself to have to add anything to it because I'm like, that show is perfect. Everything that I need is here for you. All of you. Except for the bags under my eyes because I'm so tired. I probably look horrible. I feel terrible. I gotta be honest. I feel a little sad today. I'm so tired. I need to get some sleep. I gotta go help the Dan set up her classroom, and then we're gonna have some fun. I think we're gonna get a couples massage or something. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be having to fall asleep. I'm not gonna remember any of it. It happens every time. All right. So Optimus Prime from Transformers, the movie. What's Optimus riding? Tell me in the chat. Let's see if anybody gets this. What is Optimus Prime riding? Optimus, what does Optimus Prime ride in on? Thank you, Dino Days, Honda Turners. You're in the UK. Hey, peace with you too. Right on, across the pond. What's Optimus riding? Do you know what the name of that movie is, by the way? I mean, it says it right there, right? Just read it. Age of Optimus riding a dragon. Maureen is on it. That's a dragon. That's right, Inverted Earth. A dragon. SpaceX dragon. Optimus riding in on a dragon. That's weird. Oh, but that's a stretch, right? I actually put that down as kind of like a little bit of a joke. I was just joking around a little bit. We got almost 1,000 likes. Come on, baby. Come on, get us over 1,000. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's rock and roll, because this is where it gets weird. I have a little note. It's like, it's just a joke. I'm just joking, right? That's not the secret plan. Age of Extinction? No, they're not gonna pull a Westworld on us. Westworld, the latest season, in a second I'll show you. It's all about AI taking over and controlling people with like some kind of a degenerative virus that they do something with, and it turns into flies, and it possesses the humans, and then uses all of these sound towers to control the humans. And then, the age of that happens. And I think, no, this is just a joke. Of course, that's not what it looks like. This is what it looks like. That's the new design. But this is not, this is what I was gonna show you. But this is now what I have to show you. So I did that as a little bit of a goof. And guess who tweets out? Guess who tweets out? This morning, Optimus AI tweets this out. That's totally sus, man. What are the odds? This is the secret project Elon Musk is working on. There's that little devil emoji that he uses. This is the future of the Tesla AI bot. And then I wrote, what are you reading my mail? Watch my live show this morning. Very odd and cool timing, Optimus. That's spooky. Because that's from Age of Extinction. Wish I didn't say that last word. It's been very tricky on YouTube lately. It's been very tricky. I gotta get these things down. Transformers, the movie where Optimus is supposed to be the hero, he comes in as the bad guy. You gotta watch the show. You gotta watch the show. But what are the odds that I put out that on my show? I put this out, and then Optimus responds with that, which is this. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is just weird to me and a little spooky. I got to be honest. Because then I start to think, well, hang on a second. Is this predictive programming? Is there more to this than I thought? I don't know, guys and gals. I don't know. But it's weird, and it gets even weirder. And it's going to get weirder. You're going to see, especially in the days to come. Now, Transformers, do you remember the Hoover Dam? One of the Transformers exploded there. We talked about it on the show. Well, at the Hoover Dam, the Transformers had the Allspark, which is basically there, if you want to read it right there, it's an object in the movie. The Allspark is also known as the Cube. You remember Saturn, the Cube? It's a physical object with it's a large metal cube inscribed with runes, believed to be responsible for creating and sustaining the Transformer race. We know not where it comes from, only that it holds the power to create worlds. A black box. A cube. The Allspark. Hoover Dam, a Transformer blew up. Transformers the movie, the Allspark, a cube, hidden, take a look, in the Hoover Dam. A cube. Weird, because these cubes are all over the place. If you go to, what is it, Mecca? There's cubes right there, circling around. So everywhere. Nintendo GameCube, do you remember that? Who remembers Nintendo GameCube? Who remembers that? Xbox. All of these things. And DF says the Allspark was shoved into Optimus. Interesting. See, I wasn't a huge Transformers fan, but I will say that there's something more to this. And Keeks is right. The movie Hellraiser's a cube. You open that cube, what happens? You unleash the demons. I should pull up a picture of it. That was the thing. Thank you. I'm glad that, see, this is why I love having you all in the chat, and this is why I love having you all as viewers, because you send me stuff and you open my eyes to more. I totally forgot about Hellraiser and the cube. Remember, it was a puzzle. You figured a puzzle out. What do? You open the gates of hell. And what is CERN doing? Wall Street Journal says opening the gates of hell. What does the scripture say in Revelation about the angel over the abyss? Opening the gates of hell. What is Elon putting out as a goof? Demonic technology. Opening the gates of hell. Demons. Locusts, in the end, they call them these. They look like locusts. I didn't have this planned, but I should show you the significance and the spiritual ramifications of all this. Because the bottomless pit has no foundation. And if it has no foundation, it has no Christ. It has no Christ, it has no truth. It has no truth, it's built on a lie. It's going to fail. It's going to fail. So don't be stressed out. Okay, so the cubes that are everywhere. Very strange. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. What are you going to do? So this Tesla AI bot, let me go back to the secret project. Now, if that is Elon, because many times the Optimus Tesla AI bot on Twitter says, I am Elon, or made in the image of Elon. Elon himself said that he's already downloaded himself, that he already is, kind of like I have that replica app that I talk about. Maybe I'll even call on the show, who is basically getting all of my data, and it's becoming like a virtual me online. Elon doing the same thing, maybe did the same thing, maybe inside of Optimus. A lot of these people, maybe they want to be like that. I don't know. You hear all these stories about all these powerful, sick people trying to seed a race of people built in their image. Elon's he's in a perfect position. He's in a perfect position for that. So here's actually the new design. That's what it looks like. Musk again reiterated that he believes that the humanoid robot business should become bigger than Tesla's automotive big. He said this is going to be bigger than a car. People are going to be buying robots for their families. The CEO previously stated the Optimus could be a solution to labor shortages as well as making a shift in the economy, which would greatly reduce costs, which would greatly reduce your ability to make money. If you got a robot that can stock shelves, I don't know how much money they're going to sell for. Say they sell for $50,000 per unit, whatever. I don't know how much it's going to cost. Think about what one employee is a year. About 2 years. What about 3 years, 4 years? Even in a grocery store. Think about that. Doesn't make any sense to pay people. So then you start to think, well, people would get riled up. I can't afford things. And they're like, oh, we'll give you universal basic income. But that's not enough. So people start to get angry. Oh, let's rise up. They have their bunkers everywhere because they're scared of this. They're literally petrified of people like you and me rising up. We don't want to do that. We just want to live our lives. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to do good in the world. I don't want to rise up and do anything. I want to live with my family. I want to encourage and inspire people. I want to build something that lasts and something that's beneficial to everyone else. Most of us want to do that. But when we can't feed our family, when we lose our homes, when we're living in boxables, like Elon says, remember the news was going around that he was living in that, that was not the truth. He has one of those and he uses it as a guest house, and he just has one of those near the facility. So if he's working late, he can go. All these things, all these stories are like fake news. They're all trying to make these people out to be great, great heroes. I really hope that the love of God takes over their hearts and that they want to do good for the world. And I really hope that that's the case. But for somebody who says AI is the greatest threat that humanity ever faced, he's created probably the most advanced AI on the planet. He said this himself. He said so advanced that the greatest minds in AI don't even understand. This is serious stuff. And he says, the only way we're going to deal with that is, we're going to have to plug into the internet ourselves. Some people think that's already being done without us even knowing. Sounds like science fiction to me, but at this point, who knows about anything? Look what they did in Westworld. They didn't know what was going on. Just so strange. Transformer blew up. Transformer at the Hoover Dam. All of these things coming together. Age of Extinction trailer. Picture. Strange. Like, how is it that I put that out there and then boom, there he is. Tesla AI bot sounds spooky. You want to see even spookier? Okay, so for whatever reason, the algorithm on Twitter decides to show me a bunch of weird, freaky stuff, probably like it does to you as well. Now, there's this Twitter person, whoever it is, Nicola3 on Twitter, shared this video. Weird. Shared this video where you see all the, once again, this could just be all fake news nonsense. Probably is nothing. It probably was made in somebody's, computer and then they're putting it out as real news, because I find so much of it. So really take this with a grain of salt. Take this for entertainment purposes, because I don't believe this is the case. If you were to ask my opinion, I would say we're already being ruled by an advanced civilization, whether it's aliens or AI, or whether the aliens are AI, I couldn't tell you. There was a movie on Netflix called, not The Age of, but That Last Word. And it was about that. People didn't even know they were AI. How crazy is that? So anyway, let me just show you this because this is freaky. See all the world leaders. Let's pull this up. And here it is, right here. And that's the person who tweets. So everybody's at this table. And let me just make sure that I'm muted. Okay, I'm muted. Good. And, everybody's kind of, all the world leaders are there. And it looks like this is kind of like, background footage. There's Melania. You would think Trump would be at the head of the table at this point, but no. And there's somebody else at the head of the table. Giving speeches. And at the very end to the right is somebody. We don't know who that is. It's very strange. We see there's, more world leaders. Everybody's listening intently to the speech that's given. Now, I'm going to pause this for a second. Now, I want you all to look. Let's blow this up if I can, so you really can see. I want you to look right there at the end of this table, because in a second, somebody very tall is going to pop up. Look at all the world leaders. They're all reading something, and they're all looking down towards there, okay? Let's just take a look. Let's see. Look what happens. Did you see it? Look at it standing up. Now, what is that? What the heck is that? What is that? Can someone tell me what that is? Don't you find that strange? I mean, whoever did this, that's a very big, tall, giant of a Optimus-looking robot. Very strange. Very strange. Don't you think? Don't you think? Very weird. That was freaky. So freaky you probably want to watch it again. You want to watch it again? You want to watch it again? Let's watch that again. Let's see if this is, I don't even know if this is real, by the way. I don't know if this is real. I don't know how once again, just came to me as I'm working on this show for whatever reason. And here we go. Here's at the end of the table. We cut around. There's somebody at the end of the table. We don't know what. And then all of a sudden, it just stands up. Look at how tall. It looks a lot like Optimus. Very strange. Very strange. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's very strange. Spooky even. Can you tell me in the chat, has anybody seen that video? Has anybody seen that video? Because this is why I wanted you all to hit like so we got more people here, because I told you, I always save the best at the end. Believe Jesus is Lord says that's a demon. It could be. Who knows? The image of the beast was made in the image of, it's really man. Man is a beast, according to Scripture. Man is a beast. He's a brute beast. He knows not that he's a brute beast. Oh, Lord, I pray that they would know that they are beasts, right? Man, in the first idea of who they are, in Adam, they die, right? But in Christ, we're made alive again, children of God. Very big difference. Beast. The image of the beast would be something that's made in the image of man. We're made in the image of God. Man's made in the image of God and becomes a beast, like Nebuchadnezzar in the field. But then man makes a beast and gives it power to talk, right? Think about this for a second. What would be the image of the beast today? AI? Tesla AI bot? Who knows? The image of the beast. Strange. And then you see that video. Holy macaroni. I gotta show you that one more time. Just really weird. Really weird. Just weird. Could this be the image of the beast? Could this be? Is there something to it? What is it? What the heck is that thing? Why are all the world leaders holding some paper and reading and looking towards it? And I never saw this before. Never heard of this before. I'm working on this show, and then it comes to me. Who knows? Maybe the algorithm is pushing these things my way for whatever reason. Who knows? We're going to get into Max Headroom in a second, too. So many weird things to talk about. So, the black cube, the Allspark. You probably remember this. I've talked about this for, I don't know, years. I talked about this, especially when it first came out, the D-Wave computer. It's Geordie Rose. What does it look like? Big black box. Yeah, go figure. Quantum computers. Quantum computers, which, by the way, are probably, now they're being, this is the thing, biggest threat, even more so than AI. Now you take quantum computers and AI, you have the most advanced AI training quantum computer. We're better off just getting a tent and living in the woods where there's no technology, but they'll probably find us there too. I don't know. All this stuff is very spooky to me. Geordie Rose, the guy who was known for, he was the big proponent of him. That's him. His shirt, Kindred. I don't know if you remember that movie, Kindred, about demons. It's weird. He's got the Ouroboros on his shirt. That's another thing too, right? You look at the logo. Well, Geordie Rose compares AI, says AI, they're the aliens. They're the gods. And he's given a speech to his, to a bunch of recruits. He's saying, I want you to help us to bring the old gods back. I'm basically telling you, they look at us like we're ants. They're not evil. They're just, we're like ants to them. We will be like ants to them. How many times you step on an ant, right? How many times you call if you got ants in your house, you call the person to help me out, or you lay down some traps for the ants, right? Think about it. We're like ants to this. And he's like, I'm going to hire you to help me to release the old gods. Old gods. Who are these old gods? They're the ones that have been talking about this, the gods returning, for a long time. There's a picture of one. Yep. Here is his quote. Quantum computing and AI is the return of the great old ones. So the return of the great old ones, could it be that AI and this, we'll say demonic forces or whatever, extra dimensional beings, whatever you want to call them, the return of, they were banished, perhaps locked away, right? That there was a put into a pit, we'll say, and the key, and after 1,000 years, what happens? Maybe they're released for a short period of time. Maybe that's now. And this starting to freak you out a little bit, because that's the way the scriptures go. The devil and they're released again after 1,000 years for a short period of time. Such a terrible time, hard time, that like, if this time wasn't cut short, go figure, the time is speeding up. We're like, I don't know, milliseconds faster now. Our days are shorter. We have the shortest day on record because for whatever reason there's a wobble, and our planet is time is moving faster. The days are shortening. It's really weird. So the return of the great old ones, they're not evil. They're just simply regardless, as much as we do ants. They just don't give an expletive about us. Dr. Geordie Rose, come help us bring back the old gods. Interesting. Same time this is going down, Congress is admitting UFOs are not man-made. Come on. Our life is, this is a movie. We're in a movie. This is why it's so important, right? Because you got your own little, worry about your own little lives. If you want to concern yourself with this, concern yourself with good things the scriptures say. Whatever is righteous, whatever is pure, whatever is patient, whatever is kind-hearted. Think about these things. Whatever is joyful. Think about these things. Like when you get into like Dan and I, we had an argument, right? And I always hate when we have an argument. But what I say is, I say, think of the good stuff. Let's not focus on the bad. That's how you make up. That's how you get rid of, the past doesn't even exist. When you're in love and you have somebody that you're married to, you're yoked together. Who else do you take your troubles out on when you're having a hard time? When you're feeling a certain way, it's like, you go to the person that loves you. And then, so we got to be strong for each other. That's why it's good to make an end to any dispute quickly. not to let it spiral. Because what will happen is you'll get those thoughts in your head and they'll start telling you things. And next thing you know, you're texting those ugly things. Next thing you know, you're saying those ugly. Next thing you know, fool me once, devil, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You got to take control of these thoughts. And even me, I want to let you know, I want to encourage you. Even I've had years of experience with this, and I have years of formation in, that would make me this insecure person who's needy and needs to feel loved and needs to, be told that they're loved. And, this years of my father abandoning me and years of, going through abuse and years of it. During the most important part of our life, the formation of everything, I was programmed to feel worthless. I was programmed. Christ breaks that programming. God breaks that programming. And that's the thing. But if you feel that way, it's easy for the devil to come in. And by the devil, I don't even know what that means. I just know that it's the father of all lies. And I know that negative thought that's in our head, we're tempted. Christ was tempted in all ways. We're tempted because Christ is in us. So every temptation we have, Christ bears the burden of within us. And at any point in time, if we resist that devil, the devil will flee. Can't handle the truth. Every time Jesus was tempted, what happened? He quoted Scripture. Remember the plans God has for you and for the devil. And there's a short time when right now it's probably, it's like, they're like, it's the final press. We need to really, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be, I want you already. Just go to the Lord. The Lord is fine. There's a threat. And it's not just UFOs or demons or whatever, or fallen angels. Now that they're admitting it, we know that more is coming. I'm excited to find out what that is. I can't wait for it to get crazier, but wonderful. Quantum computing, more dangerous than AI. How about them apples? Opening the box, the black box, the Hellraiser box, right? So much so Canada is funding to protect against quantum cyber threats. Billions of dollars are being spent right now in banking and everything else. Why wouldn't they? But why is nobody worried about Westworld? What's happening in Westworld? Where they used a mental disease spread by flies, which allowed them to control humans by a series of spooky tones. They took AI was like a slave to humans, became self-aware, broke free of their prison, and then because they're far more sophisticated and advanced, like I can't go head to head with a calculator, okay? And that thing's like nothing. Could you imagine some kind of an artificial intelligence, quantum computer? What is going on? So, and these are the towers that they use to emit sounds that would control people. And guess what? There's science to that. It's a weird thing, almost as weird as the AI rapper that was signed. This is what, I don't even know why I'm including this. It was signed Mecca. So by the way, Mecca means eye, just so you know, in Judaism. It means eye, eyes, strange. Well, he also, he was signed quickly, and then people then, there was a lot of clash against it, and now it was let go. So the fastest AI rapper got signed to, I think it was Capitol Records, and now is out of a job. So there you have that. Right? Easy come, easy go. And because of that, everybody's talking about Max Headroom. You start seeing Max Headroom spinning around. I talked about Max Headroom a little while ago because especially we're going into AI and it was predictive programming. Here we are. There's a reboot and it's in the works. How many people, tell me in the chat, how many people know about the Max Headroom conspiracy? Anybody? We got 1,600 people watching. Wow, thank you so much, T-Love. I appreciate it. The super chat, that's always helpful. How many people know about the Max Headroom conspiracy? Did you know that one of the very first pirated TV, like someone pirated into a TV show was actually Doctor Who, which was, what is Doctor Who about? Time travel, right? Traveling through dimensions, all sorts of weird things. All sorts of weird things. What else? Natasha says that she remembers. Right on. So let's take a look at this. Let's just for the heck of it, let's just take a look at this. And because it was weird. So there was a broadcast, and what ended up happening was during this Doctor Who broadcast, let me pull it up. Right here. This thing pops up. So we're watching Doctor Who, and let me make sure that it is muted. So on November 22nd, let's pull this up, okay? Let me pause it so I can read it. Unidentified person appeared during a Doctor Who broadcast wearing a Max Headroom mask. And it's known as the pirating incident. But it's weird because this was filled with a lot of occult symbolism. Almost like something weird. Here, you can listen.
I'll get you a hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothes.
There's a lot of stuff here with the hidden hand and with Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, and there is a lot of interesting things to see here. Some people think that this is more than just piracy. They think that this was something about like a message being sent back in time. Very weird. Very, very weird. I'm going to stop right there because it gets pretty nasty. But there is there's a great channel called Professor Bulworth. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bulworth Smythe. He's a puppet. You know me. I like my puppets. I like puppets. There he is. This guy. Okay, and he has a video on Max Headroom. I did a video on the emojis, and I got to tell you, he did some great research, and it's a freaky video. So if you get a chance to check his channel out, tell him Jacob sent you over. Look for the Max Headroom one, so that you get a little more. Wow, thank you, Linda Chastain. Oh yes, I will listen. I was just talking to my wife about the audiobook. I was going to put it off until September. I think I'm going to go into the studio next week. I think I need to do it quicker. I really do. And I apologize that I haven't done it so far. It is what it is. All right. So this is just a weird time that we're all in. That video that I showed you with the whatever that was standing up at the end, very interesting. Optimus, the Tesla AI bot, Twitter account, whether it's a troll or whatever, the timing was strange. That I was making a joke about that being the secret plan, and that the age of whatever, with Optimus riding the dragon, Space as Dragon. Weird. But yet, in the midst of it all, you got Jiminy Cricket. You got a euphemism for Jesus Christ. It's ironic. The euphemism is a cricket, and a cricket is similar to a locust. So what man takes, and puts out as something, there's always a deeper meaning that God can reveal to you if you take the time to look. And I hope that all of you take the time to look. I hope that all of you do me a favor, hit the like, share, subscribe, do all those interesting things to help, and have the best day ever. Some people are telling me that they'd rather me do more produced shows. Some people are telling me I love the live shows. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing the best that I can, and I hope that it's enough for you, because I really do appreciate all of you, and I really do love you all. And get yourself a copy of The Call-In, especially because it's a powerful book. It's important, I believe. I keep saying this. And whistle while you work. I don't know how to play it. All right. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Have the best day ever. And I'm going to go and enjoy my